Hello and welcome to another episode of my Productivity Mastery series. My name is Pullein and today we're talking about why your to-do list isn't working. Now there's a big reason for this, is most people are using a task list or a to-do list for the here and now, for the emergencies that are happening today, tomorrow, or perhaps next week. Now the problem with this is it's a very reactive place. It's dealing with the reactive stuff. So it's a constant reminder of all the things that are urgent or perceived to be urgent, and there's no way of being able to see clearly about where these tasks are taking you. Now when we fill our to-do list with the urgent and the here and now, we are actually finding ourselves being caught up in a reactive state. Now, being in a reactive state means that you lose complete sight of the reason why you're doing what you're doing, your long-term goals, and what's important to you. Now, a lot of people will put things like their recurring areas of focus into their task manager. Now, your recurring areas of focus are the things that are important to you, related to your self-development, your health and fitness, your family and relationships, and all those things. Unfortunately, these are very quiet. They don't jump up and down and say, do me today, because they get lost with all this urgent crisis stuff that's coming in at the top. And what we have to do is we have to build a bit more balance into our to-do list. If you're building balance into your to-do list, of course, we need to deal with those urgent things, but equally we need to regard those other things like our goals and our areas of focus as urgent too, or at least important. It's very much like the Eisenhower matrix with the important and urgent and important and not urgent, quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. What we want to be doing is we want to be merging quadrant 2 with quadrant 1 so we have more of a balance. But the other thing is to start getting a bit smarter about how we use our task list. I see people with say 10 or 20 tasks on their task list, 5 phone calls, but they're all distributed ridiculously into their task manager. So what you'll find is there'll be a call at the top, and maybe a number 7 will be a call, and number 12 will be a call, and number 18 will be a call. What you need to be doing is stepping back at the end of the day, looking at your task manager and grouping these together. Do all your calls in one time. If you've got 5 or 6 calls to do and you anticipate those calls will take you about 45 minutes, then block an hour out for doing those calls. Everything you do requires time, whether it's doing exercise, whether it's talking to your spouse or your partner, whether it's playing with your kids. It all needs time. And we only have 24 hours a day. We can't change that. We can't change the laws of physics and time. So what we have to do is manage that activity. And our to-do list is great for doing that, except when we fill it with everybody else's emergencies and urgencies and crises. We need to build balance into that list. Now, of course, Monday to Friday, when the vast majority of those 24 hours that we do are going to be spent at work, then sure, maybe if you've got 20 tasks on your daily list, 15 of them are going to be work related. That's fine. But 5 of them are related to your goals or your areas of focus. They are still just as important as the biggest crisis you have on your list. If we start to neglect those areas of focus and goals day after day after day, you're not making progress on anything. You're destroying your family relationships and your personal relationships. You're destroying your health and fitness. Whilst immediately you may not notice that effect, in the long term, it'll be a much, much bigger crisis than the crises that you're dealing with today, because those crises that you're dealing with today will be long forgotten about. You won't remember why even they were a crisis. So we need to make sure that we are prioritizing those areas of focus. On a weekend, perhaps it's going to reverse. You may have like 10 or 15 tasks which are all related to your areas of focus and goals, and that's great. And your work probably disappears completely. But we need to be using our task manager a lot smarter than most people already are. It's great that you can gather your tasks and you can decide when you're going to do them. And that's important. Everything doesn't have to be done today. We've got a week, we've got 2 weeks, we've got a month, we've got a year, and we can distribute our tasks so that we have a much manageable level, which is partly why if you're not doing a weekly planning session, you really are going to be struggling, because you will automatically deal with the here and now, the so-called emergencies that are not really emergencies, but just because a colleague is screaming about it, you feel, oh, this is an emergency. It's probably not an emergency. You need to be able to evaluate things and to be able to decide, do I need to do this? If so, when am I going to do it? You know, using those to-do lists properly and effectively is really powerful. But just grabbing everything that comes your way and then thinking, I've got to do it. No, you don't have to do it. You can evaluate it. You can make decisions. You are a human being, and use that power. Sure, if you've got an upset customer that's really upset and needs a phone call now, make that call. Don't delay it. But for the vast majority of us, our calls and our emails and messages can be dealt with in a single 1 hour communication block at the end of the day. You can group everything together and just deal with it. And that's the beauty of getting control of your to-do list and using it effectively. Remember, you are in control, not other people. And even if you've got a boss and you've got angry clients or demanding clients, you are still in control. You still always have the power to say no. Now, it might not be very good for your career, but you still have the power to say no if you wish. So the same thing applies to your task manager. Get realistic. Remember, there's only 24 hours in the day and we cannot change that. We need to sleep. We need to spend time with our family. We need to move. And when I say move, it's like exercise. We need to go for a walk, because if you're not moving, you're going to be dying physically. So we've got to move in some way. All this needs time. And the only way you're going to get time is if you get control of that to-do list so that you are in control rather than everybody else. Make sure that of all your tasks that you have to do today, some of them relate to your long-term goals and those important areas of focus. Make sure that you actually do them and not reschedule them for another day. Let's be honest, people talk about exercise and we automatically think putting running shoes on and going out for a 5-mile run or going to the gym or doing Pilates or yoga. That's exercise, sure, but exercise really is just movement. Go and walk up some stairs. Go for a walk for 20 minutes. Walk up a hill. That's exercise too. You don't need specialized equipment for that. You can just go out in the clothes that you're wearing today and do that walk. Movement is exercise. So whether you're a highly trained marathoner or decathlete or whatever, or you just never exercised before, if you can put one foot in front of the other for forward momentum, you can exercise. Walking is exercise. In fact, it's one of the best forms of exercise. So just go out and do that. But that's just one part of those areas of focus. They need to be built into your daily to-do list so that you actually make sure you do them and you treat them like your most important task of the day. That's how you get your to-do list to work for you. Your to-do list is not going to work for you if you're just grabbing every urgency and crisis that other people give you and say, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, because you're setting yourself up for a massive failure. Be strategic. Think about what is important to you. Think about why you're doing these tasks and how it will benefit you, your customers, your clients, or your boss. Have a meaning for all your tasks, because that way you're going to feel a lot more fulfilled, a lot less stressed, and you're going to enjoy doing your work and doing the activities that you do every day. Hopefully that's given you some ideas about how to make your to-do list more effective. I think the biggest thing is to group similar tasks together and do them in what Tony Robbins would call chunks of time. Allocate time for your calls, allocate time for your communications, allocate time for doing focused work in the morning, preferably, because whether you're a night person or a morning person, your brain is just much fresher after a night's sleep. So try and do focused an hour or a couple of hours in the morning. Try to avoid meetings where possible. I know not all of you can do that, but just get a bit more strategic so that you're doing the things that are moving you forward in your career, in your health, in your relationships. Focus on those. Everything else will fall into place. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode. And it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Hello, thank you very much for watching my videos. Now I have something exciting to tell you about. Recently I have developed a brand new time management system. It's a system designed to manage your time in the 21st century. The world has changed a lot over the last 20 years. In fact, it's actually changed a lot this year. And what we need now is a system, a time management system that is very easy to use, easy to maintain, so that you can spend more of your time doing the work. And that's what the time sector system is all about. It's going to change your whole belief system about the way a time management system should work, because this focuses on when you are going to do the task. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter how motivated, inspired, or how urgent something is. If you don't have time to do it, it is never going to get done. And that's what this system is built around, getting your work done, so you can spend more of your time doing the things that you want to do. I hope you join me in this course. The full details of the course are in the show notes below, so please join me, and thank you very much for watching this brief video.